Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and once again I'm coming to you with another product review. And the product that we're going to be taking a look at today is something that I have never used before, especially in conjunction with firearms, and that is going to be an endoscope. I've watched some videos and heard people talk about the advantages of using these if you're trying to diagnose problems and issues with your firearms. An endoscope obviously is a camera that can go into the chamber and into the bore of a firearm. You can inspect it and see things that normally you can't from just an outward appearance on a gun. And so we're going to unbox and take a look at the Teslong endoscope. And this is supposed to have many different attachments. It's an all-inclusive unit. It does not have one of those things that just plugs into your phone. It's supposed to be a device within itself that has an LED screen, and we're going to see what that's all about. And I also have a firearm here on the workbench that does need to be cleaned that I recently reviewed. This is the Ruger American Predator in 308. So I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to clean this rifle, then get out the endoscope and test it out. See what the barrel in the chamber of this gun actually looks like, and see if this is a worthwhile product for you guys to own if you guys might need something like this for either cleaning or inspection of your own firearms. So let me go ahead and adjust the camera. Let's unbox this. Let's see what this thing is all about, and then we can try it out. So here's the box this comes in. It is marked as Teslong, which is the company that makes it. It is made in China. I know some people are going to have issues with that, but pretty much all electronics are made in China today. And let's open this thing up and see what we get. So obviously we have the main device here with the screen. Looks like we might have to charge this. I also believe there's a memory card in this as well, so you can record what you see in the firearm and then transfer it to your computer. We have a couple of different cords here. As I said, I'll have to do a little bit of research, read the owner's manual, and see what this is all about. It says this is also the Teslong NTG Borescope side view mirrors, and it has, I'm assuming, 5 of them for different calibers. Let's see what's in here. So things of different sizes. Okay, so there's the mirrors. I'm assuming that we put onto the scope itself. Set that aside for right now. We get a bag here we need to open. Might need to get a knife. Okay, so we do get a charging cable. We get something else that I don't know what this is. Okay, so we get a little piece here. We do get an Allen wrench and some screws. Then I'm assuming this is the actual scope itself. We can take this off here at the end, and that might be the camera portion. That is. Okay, put that back on for right now. And let's take a look one more time at the device itself. Looks like it's well built. I like the way it looks. I heard the screen is high definition. So I guess what I'm going to have to do now is take a little bit of time, read the owner's manual, and talk about the Borescope here, figure out how to use it, and then we'll try it out on this rifle. So let me spend a couple minutes going through this, learning about all of the different options, and I'll report back to you what I discover. So I've spent a few minutes figuring out how this thing works and letting it charge up. There is a charging port here on the bottom, which uses USB-C. You also have a port for a micro SD card for when you do take the pictures, and that is how you will transfer them to your computer. That part that I wasn't sure what it went to was actually a stand, which attaches to the back. So if you do want to set it up on your workbench like that, you can. Or of course, you can lay it flat. If we turn it on, the screen looks very clear. And right now I don't have a camera attached to it, but we do have a ton of different settings, from the resolution, adding a date stamp to your photos, adding the shutter sound. You can change the language and the date time format and so forth. They do give us 2 different adapters The first one here is a USB adapter, so if you want to use the endoscope on just a regular laptop, you can do that. You can adjust the light settings with a little knob that is right here. But we're going to go ahead and use the other adapter, which is this one, which plugs into the top of the device. And on the back, if you do want to make it kind of a semi-permanent connection, you can, using that screw and that Allen wrench we got in the package. So now that we've attached that, let's go ahead and attach the scope to it. And I went ahead and took off the cover off of the camera. So this thing is kind of long, so let me adjust it here. Let me turn it around and let's attach it to the adapter. And let's see what happens with the image. And it looks like it's working. Let me go ahead and screw it down. Okay, so now let me get the borescope, bring it over here. And as you can see, the focus point of the camera is very near the light source and where the camera is. So that will allow you to get really close to what you're looking at. Right now we're just looking at my fingertip there, but you can get really close and get very clear images of whatever it is that you're looking at. That is really cool. If you do want to adjust the light, there's a button up here at the top, which I believe there's 3 or 4 settings for the light intensity, and you can go all the way to off, and you can turn it back on. Let's kind of go to like maybe a medium setting right now. And that looks pretty darn good. All right, so let me go ahead and adjust this, and now let's put the borescope through the bore of this rifle. So let's go ahead and insert the borescope, and let's see what we can find. We'll go very carefully through the muzzle device and right into the bore. And it looks like we're getting a very clear picture. Now I will take some photos here and roll them over the video, but as you can see, as I insert it through the bore, we can see those lands and grooves very clearly. I can see all the different little particulates, any imperfections. That's pretty cool. So let me go ahead and take a couple of pictures here. You do it by pushing this button here at the top. You should hear a shutter sound. And there you go. And I haven't adjusted the date yet, but right now it says 2023 on April the 16th, but that's just because I have not set it up yet. We'll take a few more pictures here, and let me go ahead and go all the way to the chamber, which is right there. And that is super clear. That definitely works really well. Let me adjust the light settings and see if it changes anything. It does get dimmer. There it is off, and there it is on high. All right, let's go ahead and pull this back out, and then we'll go ahead and add the mirrors so we can look at those lands and grooves directly on. Now, the adapters that come with this, which I guess are mirrors, tell us which one to use for various calibers. So the one I believe for 30 caliber, which this rifle is chambered in .308, is letter C, which is this one here. So all you have to do is take off this little thread protector, and then you can screw the mirror on. And then let's reinsert this through the bore and see what we see. And let's adjust this. And there you go. And now we can see the lands and grooves straight on if you wanted to inspect them that way. And that looks very clear, very well defined. I'm very impressed with the resolution. Let me take some more pictures here. I'll go all the way to the chamber and see if we can inspect that. Okay, there's the chamber. Let's see where the lands and the grooves start, and take some pictures there. And here's the chamber itself. That is really clear. I am very impressed with that. So this thing definitely works. It definitely seems to be high quality, and hopefully all these pictures will transfer to the computer well, and you guys can see the definition there. And that is really, really impressive. So I guess just to turn it off, we push the button again, and it's off. All right, so let me go inside. Let me see if I can transfer these photos. You'll already know if it was a success if they rolled over the video. And then I'll come back here and give you guys my final thoughts. So there's one more thing that I wanted to add before I give you guys my final thoughts, and I caught this before I actually filmed that last segment, is that this actually has another mode. In the previous segment, I showed you how it takes pictures, and I forgot to mention that if you push the button here on the side that says M, it changes the mode and you can take video. So that is the camera. You push it again, it goes to the video, and if you push it again, you can watch the video that you've made. So let's try this out. Let me set it to video, and then I will push the record button once I put the Borescope into the rifle, and we are now recording. I'll go through the bore, and we'll test it here, and then I'll actually go inside and transfer this from the SD card to the computer, and I'll probably start rolling some of the footage over the video here as well, and hopefully you can see us going through the bore of the rifle into the chamber. So that is it, and now let's stop recording. We'll go ahead and pull that out completely, and now let's do the review of the footage on the device. And I think I push OK, and as you can see, it shows the footage of it going through the bore. So you have multiple ways of reviewing this footage. So that is really neat, and I think a great function, because now you can take pictures and videos that you can review later on your computer or stored on the device. So this thing really does give you a lot of options, and it really gives you a very clear picture of the internals of your firearm. All right, so now let me give you my final thoughts. So what are my final thoughts on the Teslong Borescope and Endoscope? Well, I gotta tell you guys, I am really impressed with this product. Now, this might not be a product that every firearms owner needs, but if you're somebody like me that's very meticulous and really wants to diagnose problems and learn as much as they can about their own firearms, this is definitely a really cool and interesting tool. Let me give you one more close-up of the actual device itself. I'm very impressed with the quality of the screen. You have plenty of options. The fact that you can take pictures, that you can take videos and store them and transfer them to your computer is fantastic. It just seems to be well built. I have no other issues with it. It just seems to be a good product. You get lots of stuff in the box. It does what it says it's going to do. And I think if you're somebody like myself that's fascinated by the mechanics of firearms or likes to diagnose problems, and maybe this might be something that would help you solve one of the problems that you're having with your firearms, maybe if you're worried about the lands and grooves wearing out or other actions with your firearm, this is a great tool to have. It's not too expensive. It's definitely not the cheapest thing out there, but I would definitely say for the money that they're asking for it, you get a quality product and you get lots of features with it. So on my star rating system, I honestly give this thing 5 out of 5 stars. It exceeded my expectations. It works great. The fidelity of the pictures and the fidelity of the video is very high. It seems like it's a great camera. It's lit. You have all these adapters for computers and any way that you want to use this. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a great little product. Easy to use, easy to understand. It just works. So that is my review of the Teslong Borescope and Endoscope, a really cool tool that I think some of you might be interested in, and I'm sure glad that I have this now as I inspect all of my firearms, especially the ones that I shoot a lot. So let me know in the comment section below, is this a tool that interests you? Is this something that you might take a look at? And would you find it useful? So, as always, thanks for watching.